It's the Broadly Entertaining Podcast for all you femme broads, them broads, and dude broads out there. Today, we're joined by the very generous and talented Anaika Forbes, lead organizer for hashtag Lunchbag Brooklyn.
We've got fun, games, and feminism coming at you. Thanks for letting us entertain you. Let's party!
Hello, friends. I am Jamie, and I am on the lookout for good news.
And I am Giana, and I love DIY to a point.
Ooh, a needlepoint.
Hey, Jamie, can I be
Mhm.
honest with you?
I would hope for nothing less.
It has been a very long month.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it has been a full September indeed. Hopefully, not confusing to our listeners listening to this at the end of October.
They're pretty sharp, and I think that they will be able to put all of the pieces together.
Sure.
So, in September, we had a lot of broadly entertaining gigs, a lot of commitments, personally, professionally, just a lot.
Which is great. We got a lot going on.
Yes, yes, it is, of course. But every gig is a chance for us to both be proud of the work that we put forth and also recognize that we can learn and handle things better the next time.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Hmm.
You got something you want to
I
share?
yes. Sorry to jump on you, but yes, I was thinking about this recently. But I'll touch on what I'm proud of. I'm really proud of. We're kind of new to this wedding business thing, and we've put in a kick-ass year with it. And I've always really loved flowers. I love arranging flowers, and I'm kind of proud of how good I've gotten at it as a layperson. I don't really have a lot of professional experience, but I feel really good about the work that I've been able to put out there in sort of hurried situations, especially. But what I've learned is that if I'm working a wedding and we support DIY, we support people trying to save money on weddings, we get it, the industry's intense. So I'm all for DIY, and I'm always the first one to be like, I'll put flowers in jars. I love putting flowers in jars. But what I learned is the florist is sort of an unsung hero. If you are having flowers at all, the florist is so key. Like, this is a big commitment, a big time commitment. I love to do it. I love to offer it for our clients. But arranging flowers, it takes a gentle hand, and it takes in being in that pre-show vibe before the wedding kicks off. Like, it's not the time to be dealing with arrangements last minute. And so I learned that that is something that if that's what they want me to do, that is my only job before a wedding, or that needs to
Mm-hmm.
be one person's job solely to
Mm-hmm.
do that. Um, as much as I love it and I'm proud of what I do, I need to maybe take a step back.
Sure. And it's good to recognize that florist is a valuable position in
Oh,
this situation. And that
yeah.
I appreciate also that you're making the distinction between having and not having flowers because
Hmm.
you don't have to have flowers, period. But if you are going to have them and it is important to the look and the decorations, the visual that you're creating,
Hmm.
recognizing that the florist is more than someone who's just putting flowers in jars, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a lot. It's messy. They're very good at what they do.
Yeah,
How about
absolutely.
you?
Well, I am going to take my proud moment and my moment to learn, also from one bucket. It'll be a different bucket than yours. I am going to talk about the trivia night for abortion rights, the
Mm.
virtual event that we ran on September 10th, which was not as long ago as it feels. Um, but I'm very proud that somebody thought of us first as the people that they could come
Hmm.
to run, to organize, to create the content for a virtual trivia night in support of abortion funds. Like, that means that the work that we've done and quote unquote brand that we're
Mm-hmm.
putting out into the world is sticking with people, and people come back to us, especially when it is about putting together an event that not only covers our skill sets but covers our hearts, and how it's always been important to us to run our business in a way that also tries to leave things better than we found them. And I'm also just proud of the event itself, from sign up to line up, it all went off without a hitch. It was great. We had a lot of great people in our virtual room. We got performers together. There was live music and comedy. We
Mm-hmm.
had two medical professionals who work in the obstetrics and gynecology field talk from their expertise about the moment and the crisis and just facts versus fiction. And it was great. So I'm very
Yeah.
proud of us for doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also learned a couple of things from
Here
this
it is.
event.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very proud, but also learned that, first of all, we still need to check our instinct individually and as a business when somebody comes to us to work for a cause
Mm-hmm.
that we believe in. And we need to remember that, even if we're slashing our rates, it's okay to get paid when you need to get paid to survive. And we are very quick to offer ourselves up to the cause sometimes. And then afterwards be like, this was actually a lot of work that we put in, and we are not getting a penny.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we take pride in supporting businesses that are just like ours all the time, and yeah, but it's hard to be like, oh yeah, we are a small business by yeah,
Yep, we
yeah,
are
I feel
we are
you.
not a nonprofit.
I feel you.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. And then also just like on the organizational tip, an administrative note
Uh,
that we got
mhm.
during the party is that when you're running a nationwide event and you're collecting people's home locations, uh, um, we need to ask for more than just the 50 states. There is Washington, D.C., there's Puerto Rico, there's Guam. The U.S. has 50 states, territories, other words that they use. I found possessions is a word, but I don't really like that one. And I think maybe it is losing its
Hmm.
grip on meaning. But anyway, thank you to the player that pointed out that we left out Washington, D.C. and anything that wasn't a 50 state. So my
Yeah,
bad. Lesson
yeah,
learned.
yeah. Call us out. Love it.
Yeah. And so, speaking of learning from experience, we have a guest today. And
Woo.
our guest has perhaps unknowingly been a great influence on Broadly Entertaining.
Yes. Well, if she doesn't, she's about to find out right now. You have been a big influence on Broadly Entertaining.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Everybody give it up. Anaika Forbes. She manages
Woo!
community refrigerators and runs a regular event for hashtag Lunchbag Brooklyn that brings folks together to spread love and feed people.
Yes, we're not done, Anika. You are going to have to hear every word of this praise and love that we have. She is generous and she is fun and she is one of the most committed people that I've ever come across. She is committed to goodness and she's a goddess. She's a licensed dental hygienist. She is current associate manager for Colgate and advocates for diversity in her field with the nonprofit Brown Girl RDH. Helping others up the ladder is what she does. Helping others
Mm-hmm.
all the time, all the time. We love you.
Thank you. That was so nice. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah. And let us not forget that you are a loving auntie, a devoted dog mom, and a badass dancer to boot. What a
Oh,
list!
I just we can't say enough good things about you. We love you. Every single person that we've ever talked to about you gets the same rap sheet every time. We're like, well, you want to know a little something about her, and we do this every time.
Well, thanks.
um, uh, well, yeah, thank you. Thank you for making time. We know that you're very busy, so thank you for making the time to be here today.
I'm so glad to be here. I know it was a long time coming. I'm like, I have to do this. I have to do this. And finally, we got it done.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. We are so excited for other people to get to know you a little bit and hear about what an accomplished and wonderful person you are. And hopefully, we'll just have some fun together too. Everyone
I'm
deserves
looking
fun.
forward.
We want to focus on all the community service that you engage in, but I would love to start with your dancing if that's okay. Because come on,
Sure.
can we talk about how amazing those videos are that you put on your Instagram? And it stops me in my tracks every time.
Sure. Yeah, so I am a pole dance instructor, and I have been an instructor for about, I want to say maybe like 4 or 5 years.
Awesome.
And I started pole dancing for myself almost 9 years ago.
Oh my God, it's so impressive.
And it
It's
was
hard.
honestly, it was just a work, like to get a different type of workout in, because
Mhm.
I didn't feel like anything was happening at the gym. I was bored.
Yeah.
So I was like, what
Mm-hmm.
else? I was like, I have to stay healthy. What else can I do?
Yeah.
I just started looking at alternative styles of fitness and came across pole dancing. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll try it. Why not? Let's see what happens.
Mhm.
And class one, hooked.
Yeah.
Gave them all my money. Oh, here, take all my money. Going back every day. And for months, I was in that studio learning how to do things that I didn't know I could do for weeks.
Oh.
Every day I was there after work
Mm.
trying to figure it out. And I fell so much in love that I was like, oh, I wonder if I could teach this. Because that's just who I am. I
Mhm.
do something so much. I'm like, oh, what else can I do with this? Like, I just
Aw.
don't do something and then just stop. I got to do more with it. Like,
Yeah.
what can I do with this? So I was like, okay, took a couple certifications, found an amazing studio that I'm still with in Brooklyn that I teach for. And
Yeah.
I teach intro and beginners, and I love teaching intro and beginner students, particularly because they all come in here like, hi, this is my first time, or I'm not really good. And I'm like, yes, you are. The minute you walked in here, you became a pole dancer. Yes,
Oh my
period.
God, you're the perfect teacher. I can't even, that is perfect.
Like,
I,
that's
because
it.
I would be that person. I would walk in and be like, I am very scared that I'm gonna, I don't know, do something, roll an
Listen,
ankle,
listen.
crack
The
a hip. I
minute,
don't know.
because it takes courage to just walk into a pole studio.
Mm,
The
Yeah.
minute you get over that, listen,
mm.
it's all about your mindset. The minute you
Hmm.
walked into the studio, you became a pole dancer. That's it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now you take your own journey. You decide how you want that journey to look for yourself. Whether
Yeah.
you want to keep going or you want to stay where you are, it doesn't matter. Once
Mhm.
you've walked in, the journey is yours to explore.
Mm-hmm. Honor that big choice. Honor that big hill that you had to cross just to walk in the
Mm-hmm.
door. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and just do it. You're right. That is a hard.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the hardest part.
Yeah.
Um, one of the things I just love about all the content that you post that I really appreciate. I have little to no dance experience whatsoever, just musical theater over here, but the slowness and like control that you have in each
Mm.
video is the thing that like really sticks out. Like you are controlling every muscle and like moving really slowly like that is actually super difficult, and to make it look like it's flowing and beautiful all at the same time, like I really appreciate that a lot. Like that's what always like really sticks out in your videos to me. I'm like, yeah.
those those minutes, those few minutes that you see on social media is a
Mhm.
culmination behind that of 10 minutes of trying to figure out what am I actually doing here. So you only see the
Not
good
Yeah.
2+ minutes, but behind the scenes is about a good 10 to 14 minutes of like
I mean, not to mention all the hours that you have put in and all the years that you have put in to get to that point for that video. But yeah.
Well, let's kind of take. This seems like maybe a harsh turn, but I kind of want to know if there's any crossover between this hobby that you picked up that you just like fell in love with and your professional life. Do you get people like, people in the chair while you're while you're looking down there in their mouths? Like, have you ever tried pole dancing? Like, has that ever
um
happened?
So unless you like know me or you follow me, then you'll see it.
Yeah.
It's not something that I readily like put out there in the universe.
Fair
But
enough.
it's not, I don't hide it at all
Yeah.
either. It's not it's not really a conversation starter that I start.
Yeah.
Usually how it happens is other people start the conversation for me. They go,
Yeah.
do you know that she also, that's kind of how it happens. Other people start the conversation for me. Cause it's kind of like, I'm like, I mean, I guess now it's like it's a thing that I do, like wake up in the morning and eat breakfast. It's just the thing that I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, sure.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
Um, and you look amazing, so it's working. So
thank
it
you.
does, yeah, of course. Fair enough. I see how that might be an odd, cleaning appointment, but I don't know. I kind of
Especially to the patients. I thought you were going to ask about coworkers, but
yeah,
no,
yeah, no, I
let's
went
get in
right
there.
because
Yeah.
I'm going to share this with you because I do want to transition into your dental career because I actually find it really intriguing. And Jamie has been my buddy, but I have a pretty deep fear of going to the dentist. It is like one of those things that I wish that I could shake. It's not something I wish I that I it's not something I feel like I have control over, but I have gotten better, and it's amazing the difference when you're at the hygienist level, like with that first person. It's like you guys are the gate, like the guardians at the gate. And if I have a good I can't speak, hygienist, that changes the whole appointment. It's like it really like can put me at ease and can be the difference between needing gas or not for a cleaning. Like it really, it's what you do is a really important job for people like me. So thank you, because I'm sure you're amazing at it and helping people like me. Like I've cried at many hygienists before. Some of them deal with me really great, and some of them are like, "All right, let's get the doctor in here. I'm not
Well, you know
dealing."
what's so funny is that I'm not currently practicing anymore because of my new amazing role, but
Sure.
I spent uh I've been a hygienist 15 I've been a licensed hygienist 15 years. And 10 of those years I did solely pediatric for that same reason. I wanted the pediatric patients to have a good experience long term so that when they get older, they
Mhm.
don't have that fear of going to the dentist. Because
Mhm.
yeah, when you're younger your mom can force you to go, but when you're older and you have a fear, like we're just out here adulting unsupervised.
Mhm.
So no one's going to make me go to the dentist if I'm 35.
Nope.
I'm unsupervised, I can do what I want.
Mhm.
So if you're 30 plus or 20 plus, unsupervised, you have that experience from youth where someone took the time to make that visit pleasant for you and kept that same sentiment, so that way when
Mhm.
you're older you're not afraid of going to the dentist. Because
Mhm.
before I even was into pediatric, I did general and I did adults, and a lot of adults are afraid of the dentist. And when you
Mhm.
ask them, it's because they had a horrible childhood dental
Mm.
experience.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, I'm gonna just stop this right where it starts, because we're not about to
Aw.
have this. Like, you're not about to be a 55-year-old man gripping this chair and you about to break it. No, sir. I'm gonna just go back to the root cause of this and just get the children and just do it that way.
And that is why your brain is so beautiful and why we love you so much, because that's how it seems you approach every problem. You're like, okay, great. Let's go to the cause and fucking fix it. Like every single thing that you put your
Mhm.
hands into, you're like, I got this. Let's go. And I just love that about you. Well, let's talk about then Brown Girl RDH. Let's tell us a little bit about this. Is actually kind of new to me, so I want to know more about this.
Yeah, for sure. So I am a board member of an organization, a nonprofit called Brown Girl RDH. And it is a nonprofit that's geared to getting minority dental hygiene students, or those who want to be dental hygienists, into dental hygiene programs that can be affordable. So we provide them with scholarships, because dental hygiene is expensive. School is expensive, but dental hygiene is expensive because there are auxiliary costs: uniforms,
Mm,
books,
mm,
instruments, scrubs, shoes, bonnets. Like, there's a lot of auxiliary
Mm.
costs.
mm,
And what's always seems to be the barrier for Black and Brown minorities in the field is that they A, don't know about it, so we promote the field of dentistry. B, they can't afford it because they don't have the wherewithal to, understand finances, or okay, they can get this much, but they can't get that much. And C, they don't see dental providers that look like them. So if you don't see someone that looks like you in the field, you don't think that it's not attainable for you. So those are the three barriers that we're trying to break down. Is, let me tell you about this field. It's for everyone. Look at all of these amazing people that look like you that are in this field. And here is some money. It's not an end all be all, but here is something that we can do to get you just over that hump a little bit.
This is awesome. And not at all surprised that you are involved in something like this. How long have you been with #lunchbag, which is actually how we met you or found you, is through that organization. But how long have you been with them?
Yeah, so the Brooklyn chapter, which I'm over, I started the Brooklyn chapter, so it's been 6 years. But #lunchbag in itself, which originated in LA, they've been around for 10 years. So I've been with them total for 8 years.
I see. Wow. Oh my gosh. And that's like most of the time that they've been running. So you are a
we call ourselves OGs.
Yeah,
OGs.
okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yes. And I, like a dummy, I forgot that you actually started the Brooklyn chapter. And for people that don't know what #lunchbag is, do you want to just give them like a brief?
Yeah, sure. So #lunchbag is a community led initiative that brings volunteers together to pack brown lunch bags with a sandwich, a love note, a fruit, a water, and some type of dessert like a cookie. And we distribute it out to neighborhoods where people are hungry. You don't have to be homeless to be hungry, but if you want a sandwich and a little love note, here you go.
And Broadly Entertaining has come to your events once or twice, and we have had a really, really great time. You throw a you're a mean not mean as in like mean, but like a really good organizer. Like everybody that's working for you or doing this with you knows exactly what to do, and they just like, you're so good at it. It's like really, we've taken a lot from it. Earlier when we said that you influenced us a lot, one of the way that you run that event is one of the big ones. Also your heart and your brain, of course. But something major that we've taken from these events is your social media moment. Like, I don't know how many meetings I've been in with Jamie or with anybody to be like, how do we get people to post about this? What we really need is engagement. Like, how do we get people? And here comes Anaika, just like, you just tell them to do it. You just carve out a time and you just say, get your phones out. Now's the time. And then it's amazing. People just fucking do it. We're like amazed by this. We're like, it's so simple. Why? And the best ideas are that way. And that's so smart. Anyway, I had to give you props for that because it's great. Thank you for all that you do. You're amazing.
One day at a time. Thank you. I appreciate that though.
Yeah, I love the love notes. That's, they are certainly not more important than the food, but a very important accompaniment. I think the love notes, that it just adds that degree of humanity and human connection, and just that we are all hearts in these bodies, and
yeah, for sure. That is my favorite part too. And I love when we have students come, because students, not only do they write the love notes, but they also design the bags. And they have, my favorite will always be, I had an NYU student and she drew this whole Finding Dory situation on a Post-it. And I was floored. Like, these artistic children, I'm like, that's like the kind of gift that I have. But that was one note that has stuck with me years. If I could keep the note, I would have kept it.
Yeah, but you had to share it.
I did.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it stuck with whoever got it as well. You get to have the memory of it, and it still gets to be passed along to someone else. It's beautiful. So your love for community and helping people is clear. We have mentioned Brooklyn a handful of times. We know that you love Brooklyn. So you are here representative as a Brooklynite. I hope that's all right. So now we are going to play a little game with you as a Brooklynite. I have put together a short quiz to find out what you know about Brooklyn, but it's very short. So there's a
You're all
lot
right.
you could know about Brooklyn.
You're going to be great.
It's very short. It's about Brooklyn and famous Brooklynites. It's all multiple choice.
Okay, good. Very good.
There are no points. You're not playing against anyone. So it's all just for fun.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. All right. Here we go. Number one, which is the oldest bridge in Brooklyn? Is it A, the Williamsburg Bridge, B, the Brooklyn Bridge, or C, the Carroll Street Bridge?
I am gonna go with the Carroll Street Bridge.
You can probably tell by Jana's reaction that that is not the right answer.
But I see why you chose it. I would have chosen it too. It was the red herring of the three. It was like, look at me, I'm fancy.
Sure, and I am glad that worked. The answer is actually the Brooklyn Bridge. However, the Carroll Street Bridge is one of the oldest bridges in Brooklyn. The Brooklyn Bridge opened in 1883, and the Carroll Street Bridge opened to traffic in 1889. So it's not that much older. The Williamsburg Bridge was early 1900s, or the Manhattan Bridge was early 1900s. But yes, I was looking for bridges in Brooklyn, and then it brought me to Gowanus, and I was like, "Ooh, yes, all the bridges over the Gowanus Canal."
She says with her
That was my journey.
witchy fingers.
And it worked. It worked.
All right. I'm gonna get the next one.
There you go. And hey, now we all know the Brooklyn Bridge, the oldest bridge in Brooklyn. Also, fun fact: the first fixed bridge over the East River. So the first fixed connection between Brooklyn and Manhattan. All right. Number two. The Notorious B.I.G. is probably one of the most famous Brooklynites in the world. And he had what name on his birth certificate? A, Chris Jeffrey Lionel Wallace. B, Christopher Robin James Williams. Or C, Christopher George Latour Wallace.
A.
Ooh, it was actually C. It was C.
And I'm a big Biggie fan. No. Just take my Brooklyn card. Just take it.
Oh,
no.
Never.
No.
Never. You got tricked by the Chris Wallace of it. That's okay.
It's those witchy fingers.
Ooh. Okay. I'm revved up now.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one.
This is your final question.
Okay.
And this one is going to take multiple choice in a slightly different direction. There are 19 subway lines that run through Brooklyn. How many of them can you name?
Okay. We have the L. We have the 2. We have the 3. We have the 4. We have the 5. We have the G. We have the N, the Q, the R. We have the Franklin Avenue shuttle. We have the 7. Oh no, not the 7. The G and the F. The F. That's what I'm comparing. The G. So we have the F.
Did we have G already? Yeah.
Yeah, I said G.
Oh,
yeah. Okay.
That's why I
said G. Yeah, I said G, and then I was thinking about what lines up with the G, and it's the F. The G and the F.
Oh my God, you're doing so good.
What's in Bushwick? The J. The J. Yes. The M.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what my number is. I'm sorry, I lost count.
We're a few short. We're a few short.
Okay.
I've lost a little track myself
Oh,
as
I know
well.
there's the B. The B.
There is the B.
Yes.
Yep.
The
Yep.
B. Um, the A.
Yep.
And
Yep.
the C.
Yep.
Yes.
I think you're only
Uh-huh.
missing 2.
3.
Oh, 3. Okay.
The D.
Yes.
Yep. The D.
The D.
Mm-hmm.
The Z doesn't go to Brooklyn, does it?
Yes.
Yes, the Z does.
Yeah.
And then
you have one more on
More?
one of the. I'd go by color.
it's the absolute trickiest one on here, I think,
Oh.
because it very rarely goes through Brooklyn, but it does
Ooh.
on like minimal rush
Like on a
hour
Sunday.
transit. Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, what is that? The W?
Yes.
Yes.
W goes to Brooklyn? Wow, I would have never.
Yep.
Oh, that was fun. I would have never.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I can keep my Brooklyn card.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes.
100%.
I was like, I can't move to Queens.
That's where the 7 is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Up next, a word from our sponsor, Broadly Entertaining's 5th anniversary discount offer.
Broadly Entertaining turns 5 this year, and we want to celebrate with you, no matter where you are.
In honor of this milestone, we're offering 5% off every virtual event for the rest of 2022. Use code B5, that's BE and the number 5, to save on your next booking today.
Choose from a list of uniquely fun games and workshop options, perfect for everything from company team building to Nana's 90th. We plan and customize everything so you can party and connect with your crew.
Who knew 5 years ago that we would eventually get great at planning and hosting virtual events? Hire us from anywhere and join the dozens of happy customers leaving 5-star reviews.
Contact Broadly Entertaining today with the code B5, that's BE and the number 5, to save on your next virtual booking today.
We are back, and it is time to feature feminism and promote other women in what is still the most consistent thing we've got going, our Be a Feminist shout out. I will kick it off this month. I went looking for good news. I wanted to share something uplifting, inspiring, sunny. So I found a story on a zero waste store operating out of the Boston area, started by a woman named Maria Vasco when she was still a student at the University of Massachusetts in Boston. It is a zero plastic packaging, bring your stuff in, bring in your empty shampoo bottle and you can refill it, and a zero waste store. It's a zero waste store. I will share the link of her story specifically, but apparently there is a count of at least 350 zero waste stores across the United States, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
There is one in Austin where I am, founded by a woman named Christina Guerra. She's a 6th generation Austinite who has seen the city change from like small Central Texas town to big Central Texas city, and has seen the waste grow with that
yeah.
human growth. So her store is explicitly working to make a dent in single-use plastics, as are all zero waste stores. So knowing that there are 350 around the nation, if you are listening, see if you can go find one near you. Yeah. I will share the story of this young woman operating out of Boston. She's a bilingual store owner, and she talks about being able to communicate with her community about climate change from the fact that she owns the zero waste store and is able to spread information that way to people that are not getting it elsewhere. And that I know we can't shop our way out of climate change, but people are not going to just stop shopping. So it's important that these other avenues and opportunities are being created.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. That was
Yay,
it.
good news.
Yay.
Yay.
Anika.
In terms of feminism, and I think this is the quote that everyone knows, but we should all be feminists. Every single person that has limbs, that breathes air, that grows or does not grow hair, that has eyes, that speaks, any single human being on this earth should be a feminist. And the only reason I say that is because our bodies are still being policed by people who could never do what it is that we do, aka push out a whole human being.
Have
Until
one
you
period.
until you
Right.
can push out a whole human being, don't talk to me about nothing.
Mhm.
Nothing.
Mhm.
Nothing.
Yep. Not your place. They
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely
yeah.
nothing. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Mind your own uterus.
And it is
That's
good
it.
Yes.
for every person to have this way of thinking that everyone should have their own autonomy. Like that should just
Mm-hmm.
like that benefits everyone. So I echo and hear you, every single person. It
Mm-hmm.
does the best for everyone if we do. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Just that little piece. I'm like, you need to sympathize with us who can bear children if we want to, if we don't want to.
Mhm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it should be but it should only be that person, that individual human being's choice, and
Mm-hmm.
nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Right? So
Absolutely.
that's it. That's my take.
I'm gonna just jump right off of your take and put a little spotlight on what's happening in Iran right now. As my Be a Feminist segment, there are women screaming, there are women burning their hijabs, there are women that are cutting their hair off to just make the fucking point that there
Mm-hmm.
are atrocities happening, and we as an international community should get behind them. So I was looking for ways to help in whatever way that I can. And I came across Nazanin Boniadi, who is an actor, activist, and ambassador with Amnesty International. You may know her from the new Lord of the Rings uh, television thing. She plays Bronwyn. If that's your brand of nerdery, that's how you might know her. But she's great. But this is straight from her Amnesty International bio. But it says Nazanin has partnered with Amnesty International since 2008 to campaign for the rights of disenfranchised populations across the world, with a focus on the unjust conviction and treatment of Iranian youth, women, and prisoners of conscience. Which, if you don't know what that is, that's just basically if you disagree with any ideologies that your government decides is not something you should believe in, and you become a prisoner of just believing something different. Her opinions have been published in global media outlets like the Washington Post, CNN, New York Times, and so on. She on her Instagram, she gives a really great. She has a great video of 4 steps on how we can help. One is basically she says contact the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the U.S. It's just the Department of State. So contact your Department of State and say, hey, international bullshit is happening and we call bullshit on the Iranian government right now, and we need you to call bullshit on it too. Where our eyes are on you, we're watching you. To organize demonstrations in your own towns and to share the info that they are giving. She makes a point in one of her quotes to really listen to the things that they're saying and chanting on the streets in their protests right now in Iran, and take that as your cue, but help spread the word on social media outlets. And then also, create online traction and donate as usual. So check her out. She is just one ambassador. There are plenty of other activists out there that want to help with this issue. I know that we do. So if we do, we will, of course, share it with you on our socials too. So that's it.
Thanks for sharing that, Gianna.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that is definitely one of the things going on at the moment that had me wanting to look for good news. I know I'm usually the bummer in the room. And that is,
That's not
you
true.
know,
That's not true. I'm usually the bummer. That's not true.
all right. Sometimes I'm the bummer in the room. And it can just be hard when there's a lot of heartbreaking stuff going on in the world. And we are certainly not advocates for looking away from it. So I appreciate you bringing that to our attention. Yeah. And I like the idea of paying attention literally to the people who are in the street making the demands. That's where it starts.
Yes.
That's where your best information is, and spreading what it is that they want you to spread.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Anika, thank you so much. It has been such a pleasure, a treat, a delight to spend this time with you. Is there any website or social media handle that you want to share with people to get information about you or any of the amazing organizations that you work with?
Yeah. So please feel free to follow us on social media at these are all words, at hashtag lunchbagbk. And you can see and join in on the efforts of what we're doing to feed, feel, love in the Brooklyn community.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we'll see you around, my dear. We appreciate you. Thanks for
Thank
coming.
you.
Enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you have it off and you can take a nap or just do something for yourself.
I'm gonna go get me some food.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
get some food. Feed your body. All right, we'll talk to you later, Anika. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Yeah, you
too.
too.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks again so much to Anaika Forbes for joining us, and to you all for listening or watching. Check the show notes for links, a transcript of the episode, or more information on Broadly Entertaining's events and offerings mentioned in today's show.
The Broadly Entertaining podcast is written, produced, and hosted by Gianna DiGesso and Jamie Rossler of Broadly Entertaining.
Gianna composes and performs all of the theme music and segue songs. Plus, she manages sound mixing and audio editing.
Jamie puts together the episode outline, transcript, and sometimes a video version for YouTube.
If you like what we do, please rate, review, and follow us in your podcast feed. Tell a friend. Word of mouth is priceless, especially for a small business like ours.
If you've got some good entertainment value from this episode, Venmo a tip to Broadly-Entertaining or click the support button at anchor.fm/broadlyentertaining. And of course, you can always hire us to host or plan your next celebration.
We are based in New York State, Central Texas, or anywhere you've got an internet connection. You can find out more at broadlyentertaining.com. Follow us on Instagram at Broadly Entertaining.
Thanks for joining us, Broads. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye. It's the Broadly Entertaining Podcast.